Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. That was the wrong button. But might as well bring you back here. Because I think that's as far done as I can get it. There's some prod mods needed there. Hey! BRB. Okay, so what we're needing is underbelts, screen inserters, lamps, and power poles. You have some power poles and no lamps. You have some lamps and a few power poles. You have no lamps. Good morning, Mango. Well, I extended the length. I was going to build this fourth low density structure. Oh, I forgot I got to build more plastic. Thanks for the reminder. And I was going to build a fourth low density structure over here when I was looking at this and realized that I had not maximized the belts of these. And all I really wanted was just more low density structure, not a ton. So I just made those longer. And then I've been spending the rest of my time today building this steel. I relocated purple and I added another rail. So I've added an independent rail that is set to distribute to both purples. So they each have a dedicated rail and they each have half of another dedicated rail. So I've got a lot of building to do, but I've got all the surface structure done. And this is the additional miner or furnace that I needed that I didn't realize I needed. 860 of these. That's 100, 200. That's not a lot. Give me all this. Give me all this. How are you on rails? You're still over full. You're good. You can have those rails. There's some lamps I need. Oh, well. Yeah, so much steel. Purple just nom steel. Thought you carried miners. Yeah, you do. Well, you go do what you can. How about you go do what you can? You can go back. You need to go forward and then go back. Addison Huff. Tuned in now and again for months and didn't realize Earth playthrough takes this long. Well, it's not Earth, it's MegaBase. If you want to do an Earth playthrough, there's a lot of different ways to do that. Did I grab the right one? Yeah. How are you, Addison? Thanks for coming back. Yeah, I mean, I explored this. This is the size of my Earth. So I intended to do MegaBase right from the start. Music tracks? Awesome. I saw an interview recently with Deadmau5 that I found fascinating. I used to do music production, music recording, back when burning CDs was a new thing. I used to go to where bands were playing, plug my laptop into their line out on their mix board, and record their sets, and then burn CDs for them, and then go meet with them in the following day so they could hear their product, which was pretty novel at the time. Hello, Team McIntyre. How's your knee healing up, Derek? More importantly, are you doing your rehab stuff every day? I'm trying to set up some steel and stuff out here, and I just realized that I sent away a train that had a whole bunch of belt that I needed. I forgot I gotta set these up. I also forgot that I gotta set these up. Tear this down. Not cities so much, regions, and not by product. I'm doing what I call neighborhoods, or what Mucky calls sectors. That's kind of hard to see. But like, I've got a 4 rocket silo here, a 4 rocket silo complex, and this is all self-contained. The only rail that it uses is to put out science and for fuel. But everything it needs to launch rockets, low density structures, rocket fuel, rocket control units, it's all self-contained in this space. All the oil it needs, all the calculated how much iron, copper. It even has water trains because this is Africa and water. So here's a neighborhood for red science and green science. Everything it needs is in this area. And the goal is to reduce the train traffic. And I've been working really hard on that. Because I used to just have it all thrown in here, and I let the that's interesting. I let the trains originally figure out where they need to go, and it was just a shit show. Trains getting in each other's way, going way the heck across the map where they shouldn't be. And it just didn't work. So I've been regionalizing even beyond that now. Like this iron here, I'm going to turn these on for a moment. This iron here is supplying green circuits. So this train is going from there to here. So it's satisfying, it's staying in this region right there. Doesn't go anywhere else. Because what was happening is that there's a plastic over here and a plastic over here. And there's a plastic right here that is intended to service this red circuit. Well, what was going on was that this plastic would start driving over here to satisfy this red circuit, which caused a lot of traffic. This just became a complete deadlock, a real shit show. So I set this plastic to say, you are only going to go to this red circuit. So I've created, instead of centralized things, I've created a concept of neighborhoods. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, before I set them up, I looked around for where are the resources, right? So there's iron and copper. And then, of course, I need gas. Well, there's oil. And then I make petro over here in Saudi Arabia. But I started in Europe, and all of my trains are in Europe to make things. I made the map too big, probably, for what I was trying to do, but I didn't know how many resources I would need or how much space I would need, so that's okay. I'm better now. Because I have teleporters, I don't really care how big the map is. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter critically. And I'm decommissioning old power. When it was fully running, my FPS went down to 30, and my power usage went to 80 gigawatts, or as Mucky says, gigawasps. So I've been gradually decommissioning these old plants, and eventually I'll get them cleaned up. I'm also in the process of converting to nuclear power for the trains, the nuclear fuel. I don't know that I need it, but it can't hurt to have faster trains. Okay, you're here. You've got underbelt. Excuse me. I need 600 of those and 400 of those and 24 of those. So I need 600 green, 400 underbelt. So that's 500. That's 500 of these. Why do you do that? That's not where I sent you. I mean, that is so freaking annoying. All right, I'm going to click right here. And it stopped over there. That's such garbage. Fucking hate spiders. And it said 24 lamps. So that's 600 of those, but that's not enough. All right, let's see where things are missing in this. We're already missing stuff. Oh, you've already taken care of it. Okay. Considering a solar mod with additional tiers of panels and accumulators, so space for them is not so big deal. Well, there are several solar mods. Are you considering using one or making one? Well, I haven't seen that solar gets you much, so... And it should take a lot of space, and it should be inefficient, because that's what solar is. I mean, what's the advantage to going with big, if super good, improved solar over just building nukes? Yeah, nukes take more work. Or are you just looking to make a set it and forget it type of solution? Because I still haven't found equilibrium on the nuke builds I've done. I think I'm done here. Fatal Owl, yeah. You mean Steam Buffer? On my older one I was, but the one Fennec designed for me, I'm not. Yeah. So I can show you that. And Fatal Owl, that's hilarious. So this is the one that Solo Scout designed for use in a maze world. It's half a gigawatt, and it uses steam buffers on the outside, and it doesn't request it doesn't insert fuel until the steam buffers are down. The one Fennec design does not have steam buffers because the footprint would have gone massive. Because this is 14 of these. Now, when I started using this design, which was hundreds of hours ago, this was completely full of U235. All of these, except for down here, had 235 in them. And I built this thing to start recycling it to 238, upcycling it. I'm sorry, it was full of 238. And then I built this thing to start upcycling it to 235. And I'm still not through it. Yeah, and I'm trying to get rid of these because there is a UPS hit for them. So this is going to bring me below 90 gigawasps when I delete this one. Okay, so I think this is done. So now I can move on to this. So what's missing here? Belts and furnaces and bacons. Everything, basically. How many bacons? 880 bacons. So both of these plus these. So that's all the bacons I need. 150 of those, which means I need 300 of these. That's 100, 200, 300. Had a little 3K base. Eventually it ground to a halt. Took a long while for me to discover that it was not recycling fuel fast enough. Empty cells finally filled the boxes, the reactors. Yeah, I had that problem here, and it shut these reactor setups down. I looked at this one time, and it was shut off. And the problem was these output chests were filled. And to resolve that, I have built this recycling thing. And I've overbuilt it because I had to compensate for the fact that I was totally locked up. So yeah, I had that problem, and I was fortunate that I caught it just as I was panning over that piece of the world. I am not buffering the electricity, Fadelau. As much as I don't like it, I am just simply burning through nuclear. And the thing of it is, I have so much uranium on this map that I don't care that I'm wasting all of that. Dark Comet, yeah, I've got so much other electricity going on that it wasn't really a problem. So I need 68 of those and 61 of those. God damn it. God damn it. All right. Yeah, Dark Helmet, I was really lucky that I didn't lock mine up like that, but I was really close. If I had caught it like a couple hours later, that whole section of the Turkey, which is where I was, would have gone offline. All of this would have just locked itself up. And I had to scramble to figure out how to get it back online. Because all of these were full on like 3 of them. Catalan, I don't think there's many cases where rationing fuel cells is really needed. Just convenient to not have to set up more uranium mines. Yeah. And in my case, I've got so much uranium because I'm on a max resource map. I don't really care, right? I still haven't even drained this down. I've never picked up a mine from here, I don't think. Maybe these 3. But you can see here that, most of them are still functional. Yep. So now I'm tearing out the ones that are farthest away and probably cost me the most in maintenance of distance. First off, you don't have a lot of space. Space less. Wood disposal steam engines. We call that the NOx process. Do you have any more speed modules on you? Nope. Alright, well, we'll send you away then. Well, he's only on his. This is his first day at the job. But yes, he would be. And that's what happens to everybody when they get a new job. I predicted that would happen with burgers. I predict it'll happen to me too. I'm going to be. When I start working, I probably won't be able to do a 4 p.m. start. It'll have to be a 6 p.m. start. And only go for 4 hours instead of 6. I mean, I've already cut it down. I'm not doing 12 hours on a daily basis anymore. I'm doing online training, trying to learn Azure DevOps better. Jackass. Well, it's not so much the tech job, it's the new job. Any endeavor a person takes on that is new uh, is going to mentally fatigue them. And that is going to cause them to require more rest. Well, Dark Helmet, when I worked at Ford Credit, we had a Class A facility, which was where computers were stored, large mainframes and stuff. And I could have taken a bat to them because I had access and Halon training, but it would have gone poorly for my career. Just, pointing that out. And my career at Ford Credit went very well, in my opinion. I loved working there. I probably wouldn't have lasted or survived if life hadn't changed, but... Well, I'll tell you, one time, I have quite the temper, and we used to use these IBM PS2 Model 80s for our servers for testing. We did software distributions, and I would burn CDs at 1x and 2x in order to be able to load OS2 onto these things. And there were a couple of times where it didn't do what I wanted, and I just straight up kicked the thing. And it was quite a shock to my coworkers the first time I did it in front of someone else, because they were not prepared for someone to violently kick the face of a computer server. I was sitting, so it wasn't like it was a, but it moved the box. It was a good foot shove. I've damaged a few of my cars that I've worked on throughout the years with my percussive, what did you call it? Maintenance, yes. Somebody once asked why there were weird dimples in the roof of one of my cars. And I had them look on the inside, and the headliner was, smushed and a little stained because I had punched the ceiling from inside sitting in the driver's seat. And I had punched it so many times and so hard that I had permanently damaged the headliner, dented the roof of the car from the inside with my knuckles, and also left, I scraped my knuckles on the headliner so hard that actually had skin and such there. Like I said, I used to have quite a temper. Used to. I still do. 7-hour days, a 30-minute lunch break. Start at 7, home by 3. It was like having a day off with the extra time. Yes, Mango. I do love that. Dark Helmet. Those keyboards would kill somebody if you hit them with it. Jesus, they were steel. It's a flat pack. You know what, Fatal? Like the meme says, when I watched Falling Down, I didn't quite understand it, but now I am the main character. 100%. Well, Edison, when I worked for the government, a job I actually got fired from, I had so much spare time that I read the entire internet. It has a surprise ending. That's a joke. It's not a surprise ending. What's missing here? Okay. Why are you missing these? The ending is corn. No, the ending is cake. That's where Portal got its joke from. The toughest thing I had to do with a government job was the bullshit reporting you had to do. I can't do the ass kissing. And my my favorite example was I needed a database account. I needed an account for reading a database for a website API I was writing. I needed to be able to read something out of the student database table. And so I wrote an email to a coworker who I'd talked with several times, knew what I needed, and acknowledged that yeah, that's what you need. Is you need that account to do that sort of thing. You can't just use an admin or a unnamed account. It has to be one that they create. The database administrators need to create that. They're like, great. So I sent the email, and like the day of a staff meeting where there's like 20 of us gathered with the vice president of IT, that day I get a response from this person that I've sent the email to the wrong person and I need to send it to somebody else. They didn't CC the other person. They just replied to me. And they also waited like 5 days before they responded to me. And then at the status meeting, they said, when asked what they were doing, some database maintenance. Oh, and that they had helped John with the database request. That's the type of behavior and personality that I found, and I've worked for the government several times. That's the type of behavior and personality I found to be commonplace. Dark Helmet worked as a federal government contractor for a while. The job distressed me. We spent significantly more time documenting and excusing the security problems for the product than it would have taken to fix it. Yeah. You weren't working on ArriveCAN, were you? An $80,000 budget magically turns into $53 million with no questions asked. No, that would have been... I wasn't, but... yeah, that was to you, Dark Helmet. Well, I joined the university because I honestly thought... that I would be working with smart people. And holy shit was I wrong. I mean, you really can't fathom the level of disappointment I had. Shit, I need more green of these things. Good thing I've got this breakdown. Even though there is this, yeah. Because nobody's going to exploit that. Shit, this train's coming here already. I gotta get out of here. Critter? Yeah. While I'm on the complaint train, I'll give another one. I I had a Mercury Mountaineer. It was a Ford Explorer. It's a big body-on-frame type of vehicle that could seat 6 or 7 if you really crammed them in. Third row, that sort of thing. And I had coworkers who were environmentalists, and I'm all for clean air. But my truck got 20 miles to the gallon. I took good care of it. Yes. And when we went to lunch as a group, we would often have me drive because everybody could fit in and we didn't have to take multiple cars. And I got tired of getting verbally insulted about my polluting truck. It's not train, it's rail. That's why you couldn't find it. Show rail paths. And these are people driving old cars that pollute and have worse gas mileage than mine. But they're small cars. They're environmentally better. No, they're not. And so I just finally stopped driving to lunch. I remember walking out of this pizza restaurant one time with my friend that had gotten me the job there. And I said, you know what, I'm tired of these... I don't know what the hell happened to that song. I'm tired of these people slagging me for my truck when they ride in my truck so that they don't have to drive. I'm not driving to lunch ever again. And I didn't. Yeah, Pony.